Okay, good morning everyone. May buntag sa tanan, no? I'm so sorry for the late discussion. So, this morning we will tackle about the sociology of tourism. Okay, the social nature of travel. So it's been said that travel is brought about by the social nature of a man. So kita nga human beings, okay, it is our nature. It is part of us that we tends to travel. Okay, mo travel ta because of the reasons nga it could be personal or it could be business. Diba? It is been tackled that humans or people tends to travel because of its personal reasons. It's for business or it could be for pleasure or it could be for personal. So normal lagi na to nga mo travel, no? So we have it here. Human beings as social animals feel comfortable in a group tour. So as all we know that we have two types of traveler according into its psychological behavior. So according into its behavior as a human being and according into its personality. So we have allocentric and psychocentric travelers. So as a social animals or feel comfortable with tour group, it's been a part na sa to as human being na mo travel ta with our friends. But remember that according to the personality traveler or classification traveler according to the personality of a person, natay duha ka classification, which is allocentric and psychocentric. So remember that psychocentric are those people na less adventurous and they tend to travel just for relaxation and to enjoy themselves by doing activities na simple lang, or they want some peace, they want some pleasure lang without exerting too much effort sa pag to make sure nga ma-enjoy sila. But ang kani silang mga allocentric, this type of people is they are a type of people nga ganahan yun og mga adventure types. And then the mid-centric type of traveler is moto sila ang mga tao nga moingon pa ang ubang students no nga normal ni sila sir kay pwede sila mag allocentrics, pwede sila mag psychocentric. So literally, this type of people is moingon ta nga mga normal type lang ni sila nga people kay pwede sila ganahan og inner peace, ganahan lang sila peaceful nga travel, or ganahan po sila less at least least adventure nga travel. So pwede sila mo go into adventure nga mga travels, but dili siya ingon inaana ka extraordinary or dili siya inaana ka grabe kayo ka adventurous. So remember that there are some activities, okay, there are some activities nga pwede ta mo ingon nga least lang ang iyang pagka-adventurous or least ang iyang ang iyang physical activities. Okay? So people really tends to travel, and generally or normally people, okay, or kita nga tao, we're comfortable in traveling with group with people nga naman most of us, especially na tong mga young ages na pa sa mga kung ano, mga Z generation ba to, or mga millennials na pa ni mga time. So pakaingon ta nga ganahan gyud ni sila mo travel with a group. Ano man, when you travel with a group, daghan kag learnings, daghan po kag makuha nga mga butang-butang or mga kaadman, and ma-develop ang imong sociology, the interpersonal skills, okay, ang imong the way how you socialize yourself to other people. And we have it here. They feel that their trip is more enjoyable and free from anxiety if they join with a group tour. Okay, remember that as human beings, we have different characteristics and we have different behaviors. So lahi-lahi tag pamatasan, lahi-lahi tag approach, lahi-lahi ta og capabilities. So as a human being, if we join, if we socialize ourselves to other people, we are learning also. Diba? Ma-learn ta, and then we socialize with them. Okay? Daghan-daghan, klase-klase nga pamatasan. Remember that as a human being, lahi-lahi tag mga pamatasan, we have different characteristics and different behaviors. So, through socializing, okay? Makahibalo taon saon paano makihalubilo sa ibang tao, 'di ba? So usaon man nato pag-communicate, usaon man nato pag-socialize, usaon man nato pag-handle ang inaning mga type nga behavior. Okay? That is in the sociology of tourism. So, the social effects of tourism. So, tourism is concerned with the movement and contact between people in different geographical location. In sociological terms, this involves the following. So, social relation between people who would not normally meet. So, remember that if there is one culture and there is another culture, for example, culture A and culture B, ni travel siya, say culture A ni travel going to culture B, of course, they have different culture, they have different traditions. So that's why social relation between people who would not normally meet. So the socialization of those people is they can interact like, okay, inani ang inyong ways. This is our ways also. So later on, we can tackle that about the internal forces and external forces. Okay, that affect into one culture, the behavior of people in that certain forces. So number two, we have it there, the confrontation of different cultures, ethnic groups, lifestyle, languages, level of prosperity, and the like. So when you're talking about confrontation of different cultures, when you go into a certain places, you can compare. Okay, you can compare like, okay, this is our tradition. Ay, inaani din ilang kwan. When you go to a Muslim country, hala, inaani din ilang tradition, ilani din ilang patakanan. This is their culture. This is how they live. Mao nilang ethnic groups, mao nilang lifestyle. This is the language. So, 'di ba? When you always remember guys that when you tend to visit a certain destination, you must research on the destination nga inyong adtuan to avoid culture shock. Eh ngano man, if niadto kag Muslim country di nagpakigol ka didto nag-short kag mubo kaayo, deport jud ka sa Pilipinas, 'di ba? Or else makasab-an ka or else mapriso ka dito like Chocolate ang artista nga komedyante nga si Chocolate before. I think if I'm not mistaken sa Dubai to siya and then something with naa sila kanang tradition dito sa Dubai sa Arab country then nag-short si Chocolate nga nigawas mao to siya gipa-deport siya og Pilipinas. Okay? So inana siya no, we must when we go to a certain destination, okay, mo na ni confrontation with different cultures, it's because you have your own behavior, you have your own culture, you have your own practices, and when you tend to visit that certain destination, always remember that they have also different cultures, they have different traditions. So as a foreign person, okay, as a visitor of that certain destination or place, consider also to respect the culture, the tradition, the lifestyle, and the people who is in the host country. Okay. Number three, the behavior of people released from many of the social and economic constraints of everyday life. So as all we know, we have already tackled about what are the travel constraints. So how they react. Okay. The behavior of people about these travel constraints. For example, how do people look for a job just to have or to earn money? Okay, para lang maka-assure nga naa sila'y kwarta. For example, if you're working, okay, nag-work ka, then you're planning nga, okay, by the sweldohan, ikarong sweldo mo, travel ka. Okay? So, mo travel ka, want to ka sa certain destination, okay? So, once you've there in already certain destination, okay, once ka makato na ka sa destination, you will enjoy there. And remember that there are different travel constraints, okay? Ang mga travel constraints nato is daghan, like we have financial capabilities, our time, our physical, for example, if you have physical disabilities, okay? Or kung international man, like expenditures, like your financial capabilities, the visa, the passports, you have some travel constraints about the documents, okay? It is how you react, and this is how you find ways in order to kanang maka-survive ka or kanang maka sa tawag niya, maka kuan ka ng mga travel constraints, like kuan ka na guys, maka out ka na nga mga travel constraints para makabuot ni ang imong gusto nga adtuan. Okay? Ma-solve them, for example, if you have problem with financial capabilities, okay, narbaho ka, mangita ang sideline, okay, how you look, we find ways, tungkol sa BDO pa, we find ways. How you look for ways na to assure that uh, you can go with your travel. Okay? And number four, we have it here. The behavior of host population, which has to reconcile economic gain and benefits with the cost of living with strangers. Okay, so this behavior of the host population, which has to reconcile economic gain and benefits with the cost of living with strangers. Always remember, once nga ang usa ka area, if ang usa ka area is ni growth, anay taas nga growth of population of tourists sa usa ka area, like for example Maribago, kung ang pagpamaligya sa mga turista is mahal ang fruits, of course ang mga kuan side, ang mga normal people nga naga-live diha, mahalan sad sila kay mao na may na andan nga prices. Okay, so once nga ni mahal na ang mga prices dihang area, of course, ang mga tao, okay, the people or the host population or the host country, of course, mumahal sa ng ilahang malitunon. Like for example, akaning Maribago, at sa J Park, like, mura na siyang nahog og mini Korean downtown. Kaya naman daghan kay mga Korean mart, and then ang mga prutas is ni mahal side, and then ang kuan, ang mga pamalitunon ni mahal side, it's because of the number of tourists nga naa diha. So moapekto gyud no, the more nga visitor ang moanha sa usa ka lugar, kay the more nga kanang daghan og mga foreigners, maapektuhan sad ang ilahang worth of living, the cost of living. Okay? So, we have it here, the socio-economic variables and their effects on travel. So, kani siya ang mga socio-economic variables. These are the um, reasons or the factors, okay, that has an effect to travel, di ba? Apil man ni siya sa uban nga travel constraints. So these are the variables, okay, and their effects on travel. So age, when you are traveling into a certain destination, of course, kung nagmatter ka sa imong age, kung batanon ka, if you are still young, pwede gid ka mo travel into a certain destination nga, whoops, pwede ni nako, kaya ni nako siya. Like for example, adventurous things. So kung batanon ka, you can always tend to travel. Okay? Kung batanon pa ka, maka-travel ka anytime. Pero kung gores na ka, tiguang na ka, pwede taong ka pwede magkuan, uy, Ginoo ko, di taong ka pwede mag mountain hiking, mag trekking baron. So sa basin niya inigabot sa ubos, sugaton tag St. Peter ana, no? Kung mga gores na taniha ka ng mga senior citizen, pwede pa ba na sila mo saka og mga bukid? Kaya ayaw na lang siguro, no? Kay lisod na kayo. So age really if affect, okay, the number of population of the number of travelers. Okay? So, lesser na lang kung magkatigulang ta, lesser na lang ang mga travelers no nga moingon nga mo travel gyud every day. But kung batanon pa ta, we tend to travel every day. Number two, income and social status, of course. If you don't have the money, Maka-shortcut ka, maka-travel ka, 'di ba? Ang bayro nun pa lang daan sa plitingan. Ang airline pa lang daan kung moadto ka og kanang kuan, for example, moadto ka Boracay, pili-pili daan. So income and social status. So if you don't have the money, maglisod ka og travel. So if you really want to travel, dapat naa kay income, dapat naa kay money. Okay? Another thing, we have it here, education, number three. So there is a strong correlation between education and travel. Generally, um, it is the better educated a member of the population have a greater desire to travel. Nga naman, if you're really educated with, for example, for you guys nga, nakabalo mo, that you're, kaano na mo sa kanang hospitality industry, like, you will learn a lot, o daghan mo mahibaw-an about mga travel destinations, okay? So, inaan din ni siya ang pag-travel di ay, mao din ni siya mga travel destinations. So, the more you get educated, the more sad mo nga mo tend to travel. So, according to the researchers have found that more educated the travelers are, they are tend to be more sophisticated in their tastes. So they prefer activities that require the development of interpretative and expressive skills, such as attending plays, concerts, arts and museums, reading books, playing golf, and skiing, and visiting different destinations. So, kung the more mo makahibawa ni mga places, the more pud ang ato ang ano, ang desire nato to visit on those destinations. Kaya nakabalo man kaay na. Pero kung wala kakabaloan na, if you're not educated for that, and if you don't know nga kani siya nga lugar is museum din ni siya. Kani siya is for golf courses din ni siya. Kani siya is for sikat nga library. So, ang imuhang desire wala ra sad kay mo naka okay, it's normal raman siguro pero kung nindot sa inyong pananaw like nindot kay ni siya dito kani siya is kung makaadto kuno kaani dito lang nindot na kay paminaw dito di ba? So that is number three. Number four, life stages of the family. Okay, when you are talking about the life stages of the family, remember that in a family, okay, katong ato ang gihisgutan about family, okay? So under the pleasure travel, okay, the family traveler, it is divided into three. Okay, you-divide siya into three. So nganong gi-divide man siya into three? Because the number of the members of the family and the ages. Remember, at the first stage, okay, ang couple, siguro, nanay anak ang couple or wala pa anak, so they can go to travel. Kung, especially if wala pa sila anak, di ba? They can go to travel. But considering if naanay anak, buntis baron, or naanay gagmay nga mga bata, always remember that financial capabilities and obligations is mag-usa or magkuyog. Kaya nga nang magkuyog man na siya, ang social, ang economic responsibility or financial capability and ang responsibility. Remember that ang imuhang responsibility and obligations is imuhang anak. Kung mo travel ka nga na kay anak, di man ka moingon nga kay bili na sa kunya akong anak. Okay? Naiuban nga mga dato yun siguro like magpabilin og yaya, okay, ibili na ilang yaya but normally kung normal people kayo na as mga kadili ng mga kadatuan yun ng mga tao, okay? Kung mo travel ta dadon man gyud atong mga anak, di ba? Dadon na inyong mga anak. So kakapoy uri mo travel ka nga na kay kuyog-kuyog, di ba? So, the presence of the children in a family would always matter. Ano man, instead ng imong i-travel, moingon man ka nga, igasto na lang ninako for the needs sa ako ang anak kaysa i-travel pa ninako. Okay? So, kung dako-dako na sa imong anak, it could be pwede na ka maka-travel. Di ba naman to yung mga variations of ages sa tuang kuan sa katong sa family nga travelers. So, kung magkadako ng anak sad, magkadako ng imuhang anak, and then you will get a stable job in the future, So, pwede mo travel, di ba? If dako na dyan yung anak, makatabang na nimo, you can also travel. But always remember that life stages of the family, i-consider ginato kung unsa kadako ang family, pilay edad sa mga bata, unya pilay edad sa mga ginikanan. Okay? Remember, at the first stage, okay, at the first stage of the family is naningkamot pa na sila. They are really working hard to earn money. Okay? So, we have it here. The next one is social tourism. So, what do you mean by social tourism? So, Um, social tourism is a subsidized system of travel through the intervention of the government, employer, or labor union to achieve social goals. The International Bureau of Social Tourism, or BITS, was organized in 1963 to encourage the development of social tourism on an international scale. It promotes social tourism by building and financing tourist facilities and preserving local culture and environment. Okay, so social tourism, it is organized. It is really there is an intervention from the government, from the employer or labor union, but commonly it is the intervention of the government to help preserve the natural tourist destinations, okay, to preserve and to make parks, okay, theme parks, okay, that would lead into to make it as tourist destination. Okay? So always remember when you're talking about social tourism, okay? Social tourism is talking about how you socialize, 'di ba? So in order to people to socialize, okay, the government is having an intervention like, okay, we must maintain this place. Okay? We must assure that this place is well maintained so that people can still travel. Okay? So that is for the social tourism. So we have now, next topic is tourism and culture. When we are talking about tourism and culture, it is about the culture of a certain destination, the culture of that certain place. So the effects of culture on travel. Okay, unsam the epekto sa usa ka kultura to travel. Okay, always remember that we have different cultures and traditions. Okay? So maybe your culture will matter, okay, on the way how you travel or what area you want to travel. And your specifications kung unsa nga country ang gusto nimong travelan. Okay, we have it here. Culture. Culture can be defined as a set of beliefs, values, attitudes, habits, and form of behavior that are shared by society and are transmitted from generations to generations. So when you're talking in a culture, for example, kaya to mga traditions like we have fiestas, we are celebrating sinulog, birthdays, ug uban pa nga mga beliefs diha ano, values, attitude, like being hospitable. Okay? One of our culture, Filipino people, is being hospitable. So, we have it here, lack of understanding and inability to communicate with the host culture might result in a culture shock for the tourist. Muna siya class nga, it is really important na when you visit a certain destination, you must assure that you are conducting research. Imo siyang i-research ang usa ka destination nga imong atuan para to assure nga ang imong atuan nga destination kabalo na ka unsay culture nila diha para di ka ma-culture shock. Unsa na siyang culture shock, sir? Like mayon ka nga, ha? Oh my gosh. Ano siya, sir, ang culture shock? No. When you are talking about culture shock, it is the way how you adjust. Like makalitan ka ba, hala, inaano yung kultura diri, like kung naanad ka nga mag-shorts, like nag-adto nimo sa Muslim country, di pwede mag-shorts ang mga babae. Dapat nakapurong sila, nakatago ang kuain, nakatago ang ilang body, di ba? Nya, ang ilang kinahanglan for example in Indonesia, um kami may na culture shock no sa Indonesia. It's because dili kami ani adto sa host country noon, bali to sila ang nianhi. but na-shock may sa ilahang culture because they introduce their culture and their food. Okay? The way how they ate food. Like makaingon jud ko guys nga murag ipakaon ba ni siguro o di ipakaon pa ba ni or dili ipakaon nganuman. Grabe kahalang ko moingon tag ang extreme na to nga halang diri sa Pilipinas. Like times 5 or should I say times 10 siguro sa kahalang sa ilang pagkaon. Grabe. Super jud kahalang. Imagine ana nangumpra og 5 kilos nga sili nga kulikot. If you are familiar with sili nga kulikot, di ba halang man na siya kaayo ang sili nga kulikot? Mm. So, when you are talking about sili nga kulikot, grabe kahalang na siya. And imagine 5 kilos, grabe guys, 1 kilo nga sili nga kulikot in one dish. And ang kana nga dish is good for 20 to 30 persons na siya. Nga imagine nimo ang kung kadaghanon ana nga kanang 20 to 30 people, unsa ra kadaghan na? Nga imagine 1 kilo per dish. So mura jud ka og kanang siguro gisilian naman siguro ko now. As in super kahalang, di ba? Givisit ra gani na siya ang culture ha. Gi-introduce ra ang culture, na-shock ka sa culture nga inani nilang culture. How much more if ikaw ang mo visit sa ilahang country, di ba? Kung ikaw mo visit sa ilahang country, kung saan man nimo kung wala ka kabalo, mamatay kas kagutom dito o di ka maning kamot. That's why kung adto ka sa country, usa ka destination, usa ka region, make sure nga nag-research na kadaan para maka-avoid sa gitawag nato nga culture shock. Remember this one. So culture patterns are changed by two forces. So ang usa ka culture ma-change na siya into different forces. Anong gitawag man ni siya forces? Because this is a situation why do people travel on to that certain destination ug nganong mo gawas sila ug nganong mosulod man sila. Okay, remember they go into that specific destination to enjoy, maybe to relax, and to have some experiences. Lahi-lahi og mga rason. Okay? For example, we have two types of forces, internal forces and external forces. So for internal forces, okay, internal means the sulod. So as you can see in my illustration, okay, kanisha, tao, okay, traveler, sa ilang community, say kay mani sila silang community, sa ilang community ha. In their community, na educated one. Okay, na educated. Okay, kanisha, educated person, he knows a lot of things. And due to curiosity, like, nak-eskwela naman jud ko. I want to learn more. I want to grow more. Unya, for example, naani siya og layo nga probinsya. Unya, ganahan siya mo improve ang iyahang so man, ang iyahang status and prestige or ang iyahang education. Okay? Naa siya sa kaninga group, kaninga ethnic group. And mo travel siya, kaganahan siya og new experiences. So ni travel siya going to the city. Pag abot niya sa city, okay, naka-experience siya, nakihalubilo siya, he learned a lot of things. He learned a lot of things. Okay, daghan siya na hibaw-an, daghan siya na adapt nga new culture, a culture from the city. Okay? Ang culture nga naa sa city. Saman. Okay. Th- Thank you. So, mao ni siyang ingon mao ni siyang ingon class nga naa na ta sa city. Naabot na ta sa city, di ba? From a certain community, kani siya member of the community, well educated, ni travel sa city, naka-experience og mga bag-ong butang, naka-experience og new culture, okay? Daghag na hibaw-an nga mga bag-ong butang. So karon, ganahan siya mo balik sa ilaha. Ganahan siya mo uli. It's because he want to share something nga new nga mga bag-ong butang nga nahibaw-an niya nga i-share niya sa iyahang mga ka-grupo or sa iyang community. So, well-educated naman, for example, ni-graduate ni siya og doctoral. Ni-graduate siya og doctoral sa iyang degree, ni-graduate na siya sa degree, nag-graduate na siya sa masters, ni-graduate na siya sa iyang doctoral. Daghan na siya kaadman, daghan na siya nahibawan. So, nibalik siya, kay si Mr. Traveler, nibalik siya padong sa iyang community ni uli. Unsa may nahitabo? Ni share. So, ni share, correct, no? Ni share si kinsa man? Si traveler. Okay? Ang person nga gikan silang community ni travel going to the city, pagkahuman niya og travel gikan sa city, naa na siya yung mga ideas and knowledge, nibalik siya sa iyang community and karon na influence niya ang iyahang ang iyahang mga kaliwat baron, okay? Kaliwat, kapamilya, kapuso, oh, 'di ba? Nakuha niya ba? Na-influence niya. Okay. Na-influence niya ang iyahang ang mga kuan, ang iyang pamilya. So, kay na-influence man sa iya, na-influence man ang iyang pamilya, karon there is a changes sa ilang culture. Like, oh my God, mauni siya dapat So, ay mong tuuan ang mga butang nga, uy, religious belief, lagi na siya. Na family nga, makadawat nga ma-change ang ilang culture, napay uban nga dili kay mao jud ni atong culture ha, mao gyud atong kamatyan. Mao man jud ang uso sa mga tiguang, di ba? But due to the influence of this certain person, okay? Naay kabag-uhan sa community nganuman, for example, hala kinahanglan ta kung for example YCR, okay ha, for example kani nga CR kani nga community walay CR, pag abot niya sa syudad, hala na amoy CR dito okay, magpatukod ta og CR, okay. So, ang nahitabo, there is a changes in the culture patterns. Okay? Ang culture na-influence na siya og lain nga culture or lain nga mga gimbuhaton or lain nga mga beliefs. It's because nganong gitawag siya internal forces, gikan man siya sa sulod. Gikan siya sa sulod sa community, nigawas og nibalik og sulod. So from internal, nigawas and then ni sulod og balik, there is a changes in the cultural patterns. Okay, there is the influence of a new culture, a new belief, a new lifestyle. Okay. Number two, external forces. Means gikan sa gawas ni sulod. Ang internal forces kay gikan sa sulod ni gawas ni balik og sulod, 'di ba? Mao toy influence na sa ilang cultural patterns. Number two is external forces. Ang external gikan sa gawas nya ni padong siya og sulod. As you can see here in my illustration, a foreign people or a foreign traveler, okay, na foreign traveler. Okay, for example here, natay kung for example, American baron, British, and nabalitaan niya nga, hala, nindot di ay muadto ani nga lugar, for example, part of the south. For example, part of the south or liblib nga lugar ni, for example. And then, night tourist destination din hi aklas. Night tourist destination, for example lang ha, night tourist destination nga nindot nga falls. And this person is an explorer. Okay? Explorer siya class. And he wants to explore this certain destination. Ganahan niya i-explore unsay naa ani nga destination. Iya kang i-explore unsay naa ani nga place. And that includes the people. Okay? Includes ang people. So from external, from foreign people, ni sulod sa country, ni adto ani nga certain destination, and then unsa may nahitabo nganong na may culture patterns changes. The culture pattern is being changed. It's because pag-explore ani niya nga foreigner, ni adto siya sa community. Okay, for example, these people is di katigom English. Iyang gitugluan og English. So these people naka-try na og learn og English. Okay? Naka-try na og learn og English. So, pwede nilang maingon nga, hala, katigo na mo English ni mga tawhana. And there are types of living, okay? Maybe ways of living nga ma-adapt aning host country or host destination or host area nga ma-apply nila sa ilang daily lives. Like there are some ideas and knowledge nga ihatag ni Mr. Traveler or ni foreign traveler nga ma-adapt ani nga community. That's why it is called external forces gikan sa gawas. Gikan sa gawas nga culture ni sulod sa usa ka community. Okay? Ang nakalahi nila sa duha ni internal forces is they are both influence. Okay? Influence siya nga culture. But ang nakalahi lang sa duha, ang number one, ang internal forces, gikan siya sa sulod ni gawas, naka-experience ni balik og sulod. That's why na-influence. Ang external forces, gikan gid siya mismo sa gawas daan a different community, a different culture ni sulod sa inyong community. And there you go, na-influence ang inyong community. Okay. So, ang inyong kuan na nga maka-differentiate mo sa internal forces and the external forces. Remember that internal forces, these are people or a person in a community, okay? And he wants to know a lot of things, and he want to improve his knowledge and skills and improve his experiences, so he tend to travel into a specific place and going back into its community na influence. Okay, so the next one, the importance of cultural tourism. Okay, cultural tourism includes all aspects of travel in which people learn about each other's way of life. Okay? How they live, unsa may ilang ginabuhat diha, unsa man ilahang mga traditions. Okay? Mao na siya nga ang cultural tourism is kung tan-aw na to the culture of this certain destination. Unsay naa ani nga lugar? Unsay kultura? Okay? The way how they celebrate, the way how they dance, the way how they celebrate fiestas, na ba sila yung mga unsa nga sila kind of celebrations. Okay. So, cultural factors with tourist appeal. Okay. Ang mga mo yung cultural factors with tourist appeal, these are cultural factors. Okay. These are cultural aspects nga makahatag og idea or appeal sa mga tourists to visit your destination, to visit the country, or to visit your area. Art. Okay, number one, we have art. So, as all we know, art is generally includes performing arts, fine arts. There are different types of arts no nga ato ang mga kuan nga atong pwede pagabuhaton. It could be dance, music, theater, and could be paintings. Okay? So, daghan og klase nga art as long as it talks about the arts. So, nganong naman siya gitawag og tourist appeal ang arts? It's because there are some people who are artists. There are some people who want to love to visit this destination because of the curiosity kung unsa di kanindot niya ang kaninga lugar because of their arts. Like for example, the art of dance. Okay, the art of celebration. Okay? For example, um kaning lain nga mga painting, kaning for example San Juanico Bridge, this is a part of art. Okay, San Juanico Bridge kaning MacArthur Landing gani katong ilahang kuan kani MacArthur Landing, this one. So makayon ka, this is a great nindot siyang art no. And then moingon ta, like, moingon ta sa tong barkada, uy nakaadto na ko ani, uy nakaadto na sad ka, wala pa, narindot kayo sa tan-aw dito niya, ganahan sa kamo adto. It's because the curiosity nga mutan-aw ka ana mismo nga art, to appreciate the art. Okay? Number two, music and dance. Of course, when we go into several countries, natay mga music and dance, di ba? For example, kaning sinulog, that's part of music and dance. So moadto ta it's because we want to really like the main thing nga nung ni-visit sa Sinulog, it's because realidad dili ingon nga niadto ta it's because ang mga tourists niadto because of Santo Niño. Yes, naay mga deboto nga moadto, pero commonly mas daghan ani adto because they want to celebrate the Sinulog festival, the music and dance, especially the kanang pagsayaw na sa Sinulog, no? But there are people na niadto because of devotion, because of religion. But there are some people who visit Cebu during Sinulog Festival because of music and dance. They want to enjoy. Okay, handicraft. Okay, there are different areas nga hilig sila. Okay, like for example, in Leyte or I'm not really sure kung naaba din diri sa kanang Cebu, kanang gali mga handicrafts kanang mga rag baskets, kanang baskets nga ginama sa kanang kuan ba si tawag ani oy kaning basta kanang mura siya kanang ugat-ugat gani kanang murag mukatay. So naana siguro diri sa Cebu or maybe asa nga places, but kani siya nga mga handicrafts, it is made, okay? Handicrafts is made by hands of a people whose kanang kuan na nag-carve ba ana, nagbuhat ba ana. So this is to satisfy the tourist. It is a gift or souvenirs for sale. Should be manufactured in the country where the purchase is made or in an area kung asa siya gibuhat. Okay? Like for example, if you visit Cebu, um, for example, Lapu-Lapu area, natay ka ng kuan, natay mga t-shirts nga mga I love Cebu, natay mga seashells nga naay mga nakabutang nga mga kuan, natay mga seashells nga mga handicraft. So daghan sa it is for the purpose of souvenirs. Okay? Number 4, we have industry and business. So when we are talking about industry and business, okay? Remember, people tends to travel because it's for personal purposes, okay? It could be for business. So this number 4, it's for industry and business travel. So nanong moingon pa mata nga, okay sir, mo travel ko dito kay inaani maginana ko. You travel in this part, it's because for business, di ba? Okay, number 5, agriculture. Okay, when we're talking about agriculture, okay, so agriculture of the country may be interesting to large segment of the tourist, like um dairy undertakings, fresh fruits and vegetables, crops and poultry and livestock are types of farming which are important elements of culture. Like for example, in Ifugao, I think it's Banawe rice terraces. Kaya nahaniad to, it's because they are they are really amazed on the structure on how they form the Banawe rice terraces, 'di ba? So that is part of the agriculture. Another thing, kaning katong tamnanan sa Bohol man siguro to. Kanang may dragon fruit or naamo po rin siguro diri sa Cebu, na tamnanan og dragon fruit din nga mga fruit mag dragon fruit shake. So that's part of agriculture. So one po na siya nga mahimo nga tourist destination. Then for number 6, we have education. Okay, people tends to travel because of its education. Kaya niadto kag usa ka lugar, it's because nindot ang education diha. Like for example, if you're from the province, niadto jud kag syudad sa Sugbo, niya enroll ka og UC, USJR, San Jose, UP ug unsa pa diha mga dagko nga universities, it's because one of the appeal nga imo nakitaan is nindot siya nga eskwelahan. Okay? Number 7, literature and language. So, usahay niya tutag usa ka usa ka area, it's because we are interested on the literature and the language that they have. Okay? Number 8, science. You visit that certain destination because nindot siya nga um target for science and experiments. Okay? Nindot siya diha nga lugar kay it's because pwede ta diha maka-discover og mga new things. Okay? Na experimentation nga nahitabo. Okay? Kasagaran for example, if there is a new variety of flower, for example lang ha, or a variety of or a species of um, a certain animals. Okay? Ang mga species nila na bag-o nga bag-o nga kanang wala pa nato nakit bag-o sila. New sa itong pananaw. So sa mga scientists, sa mga unsa pa na sila mga biologist ba na sila diha, mga zoologist ba na sila diha, want to sa usa ka lugar because they will conduct a study. Okay? Or for example, another thing for science, like there is a science laboratory, science facility. Okay? For example, tour of students. Mga to mga students kay para makakita ani nga kuan. For example, the science class of Cordova Public College adto og science laboratory sa usa ka destination to check on the latest and the old models of science equipments or research equipments that is being used in science industry. Okay? Number nine, the government. Okay. Paano mo visit man ta? Okay, it could be government to government. So, different countries differ in their systems of government. Okay, visits to centers of government such as capitals are very motivating to individuals who are interested in political science and government. So, when a person visits another country, he or she becomes aware of the type of government and operation and compares it with the government in his or her own country. Like for example, um, North um, North Korea. Di ba siguro ta ka visit po dito ano? Pero if you try to kuan ba, for example, if you're allowed to visit there, kung mo visit jud ko dito class. Kung if you're given a chance to visit, like maligal ang pag-visit dito like open nila nga pwede mo ka-visit sa North Korea. Like because I am really wondering unsang ilang culture because I've heard no nga um there is a concert na dito pero ang mga naong ang smile the way how they smile is like murag normal ra nga smile sa to din happy na sila kuno kaayo adto. Then I am really curious sa ilahang sa ilahang culture and sa ilahang government. Okay? Na curious ko sa ilang government. So di ba lahi-lahi nga government, lahi-lahi nga gobyerno, lahi-lahi nga country, lahi-lahi og patakaran. Okay? So usa ni patakaran sa Europe, usa patakaran sa UK, usa patakaran sa United Arab Emirates. Okay? Usa patakaran sa mga European countries, usa mga patakaran sa Asian countries. Okay? Number 10, we have it here, religion. Okay, the religion is man siya giingon nato laylay tag mga religion na born again, na Christian, na ay Muslim ug uban pa. So, the religious pilgrimage is another motivation for travel. Okay, visiting a certain destination because of religion purposes. For example, niadto ka because you are a Catholic, then naamoy event dito sa another country, then you visit there. So that is part of religion. Or else, if you want to study the religion or the behavior of people who is in the Islamic religion, okay, in or a Muslim na sa mga Muslim, yeah, go. Pwede siya ka mo visit ang a certain destination, pwede kayo. Okay? So, we have it here. Um, Many people go to different headquarters of their churches, organizations, and places that are well known in the religious literature. These people usually travel in groups. Example, um, there are religious pilgrimage to the Vatican in Rome. Okay, for example, what mo Vatican, religious pilgrimage like okay from Philippines. Okay, sa Cebu chapter, magkuha tag na po ka tao. mo visit tag Vatican to check on unsay naa dito kay unsay naa sa Vatican di ay. Okay? So ina na siya class. Mao na siya ang purpose of religion. It could be for study. Mo ka mo study ka sa ilang religion. It could be for experiences. Okay, mo adto ka it's because you want to experience their religion. Okay, number 11, food and drinks. So, we have it here, food and drinks. So, nganong mo visit mo sa usa ka country? Okay? Could be for their food or mo visit ta sa usa ka destination could be for food and drinks. Like for example, kanang chicharon sa karkar. Moingon jud tag chicharon sa karkar. Lahi gyud sa tong pamati. Like sikat gyud na siya sa karkar. Okay? Kung moadto ta og south, like uy dapat makapit jud tag karkar ha. It's because ganahan ko sa ilang kang kuan dito chicharon. Okay. So inaana di ba? So mo na siya gitawag nato nga culture factors with tourist appeal into a certain destination. It could be the food and drinks o kung sa pa may mga lalo na sa McDonald's diha. Okay, number 12, history. Okay. So, the history resources of a country reveal its cultural heritage. The preservation of history and the quality and management of museums are very important for the success of tourism. Okay, remember that part ng gina siya sa mga tourist destination, part sa usa ka tourist destination sa usa ka tourist, like moadto gid sa historical place or historical museum sa usa ka destinations or sa usa ka municipality, sa usa ka city, like for example, Mactan Shrine. So doawon gina permente no, appeal gina sa destination sa mga mag-city tour ang kanang Mactan Shrine. Okay? Ang Mactan Shrine o ang kaning cathedral. Okay? Naman na sila mga history. Kaya sa pamaylain. Um, ang kaning hapon part sa history ang kaning koan MacArthur Landing. Okay, so kung may laing part sa history, daghan og mga places. Most commonly guys is naa sa mga museum, mga heritage museum, Port San Pedro. Okay? Port San Pedro daghan pa. So, mao na siya part sa tuwang history. So, kani sila nga 12 cultural factors with tourist appeal. These are the culture nga these are the cultural factors nga nakahatag og appeal sa tourist. Nganong ang ma-attract man ang tourist sa atong ang country, sa atong destination, maybe naa aning 12 ka mga cultural factors. Okay? So, that will end the discussion for this morning. So, anhilan sa takutob, no? So, we've discussed about the history and the culture and the sociology of tourism. Remember that when we socialize, when we travel to a specific destination, they have different cultures and behaviors. So, muna siyang in the hospitality industry class. In the hospitality industry, mauna siya nga, moingon ko ninyo, ani ma'am Shamika, mauna moingon ko ninyo nga, when you talk to your customers, when you communicate with your customers, understand them and make sure nga bisan pa mag-unsa ilang character and their behavior is sabto nato sila. We always provide them the quality services nga atong mahatag. It's because wala ta kabalo unsa ilang culture, wala ta kabalo sa ilahang nature of living. Maybe lahi sa atoa, lahi sa ilaha. That's why kita nga nag-provide og services, we must always provide them the comfortable way and the best services that we can offer to them. Okay? So, for the tourism and culture, we must always respect different culture. We must respect different traditions. Maybe we have different traditions and cultures and practices in our lives, but the only thing that we can do to have peace and unity, we must respect each other's culture, individual cultures, individual practices. Maybe I have my own point of view, you have your own you have your own point of view, but ang susi sa kapayapaan at pagkakaisa ng bawat mamamayang Pilipino ay char. So, the only key towards peace and unity is understanding and respect. Okay? So, sabto nato sila nga mao nilang culture. Ato silang irespeto. Mao ni imong idea, mao ni akong idea. You can say class nga dapat ang akong culture may mong i-apply. Remember that we are in the hospitality industry. Okay? So, that would be all for this morning. God bless everyone. And I am hoping to see you next meeting. So, because sorry kayo ha kay the busy gyud kayo nga to ang HM faculty because of the COPC evaluation. I am hoping nga nakasabot rasad mo kay para naman sa din sa atua. Para din ito sa ating kapakanan. Sa kapakanan. Oh, it's for our own good in English. Nahihirapan ako sa Tagalog. Okay? 'Di ba? O awa, one of the kanang kuan na pod ni kanang kuan constraints when we go to a specific destination, ang pagtatagalog, 'di ba? Minsan nahihirapan tayong magtagalog, 'di ba? Oh, nahihirapan tayo sa kalisod. Usahay mo yung usahay pa jud oy, advance kay may mga Bisaya. Ano man, moingong itag, uy, kinagat ako ng langgam. Gumagapang pa ang langgam sa Tagalog sa atin lumilipad na. 'Di ba? Advantage kay tang Bisaya. Ang ilang langgam dito nagkamang pa, mamaak pa jud. Pwedeng tumban. Ang ato, ang kamang pa lang ila dito, ato advance kay high-tech kay Bisaya. Ang langgam na to naglupad na. Mukanta pag yun mapay sounds. O, di ba? Asa mo ana. Hmm. So mo na siya guys nga usahay ang travel constraints gyud is naa gyud siya no. But make sure para dili ta ma-culture shock nga di ta maingon og this is a culture. Charot. Bitaw. Para di ta ma-culture shock, i-research na to ang travel destination nga tuan na to. Okay? So, kinahanglan gyud active ta permi. We must always provide quality services kay we are in the hospitality industry. So, God bless everyone and thank you and see you next meeting. Goodbye. Keep safe. Maayong buntag sa tanan.